What up, this is Joss here. Welcome to another video where we're going to talk about animation, particularly an animation project called Legend, a Dragon Ball Tale. There are Dragon Ball Z Instagrams where people are reposting it, comments, everybody's going crazy talking about how good this is. People are producing fan art for it. A ton of us on YouTube did reaction videos. There's so much going on, pandemonium in these internet streets for this one animation project. And if you go look at the views, you know, it's like in the millions right now. It's at least over 1 million, so it's plural. I'm gonna break it down for you and tell you exactly why this is so good. This video is for people who obviously want to dive deeper into the Easter eggs that are in there, plus people that are wondering like, why y'all care so much? Show this to your girlfriend or your friends who don't really care about Dragon Ball Z or know so much. And for all those who just are interested in learning, here we are. So overall, there's like this very 80s vibe to it. You know, Dragon Ball Z came out and Dragon Ball came out a long time ago. Exactly what date, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it here. We've been watching Goku since he was a child. Literally. I don't know if that works in this context. Coming along with the 80s vibe is like the sound effects that would be used in space. All the ambient sound. Obviously, they're playing the old Dragon Ball music as well. And the sound effects of the punches are all classic from video games and the show. So just nostalgia heavy. There's also like it feels like there's a film grain over it, especially when you look at like the darker scenes in the beginning where King Vegeta is talking to Vegeta. Spoiler alert, Broly's in space at the end. Let's talk about a little bit of a couple things that are really smart and intelligent. The knuckles on the glove in the beginning, when Vegeta was talking, you didn't know it was Vegeta, it was some guy putting on these gloves. So that's interesting because there's this gold thing at play here and there. Remember I said gold. Akuma waiting in line. That was a dope Easter egg to put that in there. Why? Because this show is about fighting. You know, if we're big fans of Dragon Ball Z, we're likely to be fans of Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and other stuff, other intellectual properties. So the fact that you put in another fighting game character or fighting character in there, especially Akuma, is so cool. Over 9,000 on the scanner. So that is, that's a huge thing because over 9,000 became a huge internet sensation because somebody did a YouTube edit and then they did a song, and then it was back in the day where everybody used to remix stuff over and over and over. So over 9,000 is like the statement, especially since it was a classic scene when Goku finally powered up when he came back from training after dying. If you really want to know all of what we're talking about, go watch Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if this was intentional. In my reaction video, I pointed out that there's like Bollywood aesthetics in there, or just like South Asian aesthetics in there, like the tie and all that. There's a lot of gold, a lot of focus on gold. So when Broly's character got introduced, the lettering and the animation of it looked very much like Ong Bak, like the titling for Ong Bak, I think 2 or 3, where you see the 3D gold title. It's like a cultural thing. For me, as a Trinidadian person who has heritage with Indian cultures and, you know, just in general like South Asian cultures as well, seeing a lot of that, I think that was Easter egg for me. Also, the way the text came in for King Vegeta was very Kill La Kill. You know, the transformation process for Kill La Kill, very synonymous with that. And, you know, I think all these little things play within our mind, because when you resonate with somebody, there's this cool feeling of like kinship. And from a visual communication standpoint, I think there's layers and layers of that. When Vegeta was like, all my life I trained for this, the first thing I thought was, all my life I have to fight. I don't know, I didn't hear anybody else bring that up, but as soon as I heard all my life, I finished it. I has to fight. Somebody comment below, let me know what that's from. First punch between Vegeta and Broly was like Street Fighter versus Capcom, or Sonic, or Pikachu's Quick Attack from Smash Bros. So the Quick Attack from Smash Bros, that's somebody else in the comments on my reaction video that said that. And I do see that. I was thinking like when you first start fighting in Street Fighter versus Capcom, and I forgot, maybe I'm wrong about the game, but they'll punch and then they'll like spin back and land, and then they'll start fighting. Or is that from a Dragon Ball Z game? Which fighting game is this from? Because I've seen it somewhere Let me know in the comments below. We rarely see Chi-Chi get attacked and Goku defending her honor, especially when she's older. We all know and we all consider Goku to be a deadbeat dad and not a great husband. So for him to, have that in an original story, it was a sort of a redeeming factor. And it was also interesting that Vegeta's like the main top heroic person in this film. These are things that are playing with our reality of what we know the show to be like. Yeah, so the first time Goku turned Super Saiyan, that scene was put in there with the posing and the lightning and all that, and the music and all that was amazing. He also used the music more or less from when he turned Super Saiyan 3. So it was two first-time moments historically in Dragon Ball Z combined into one new historic moment because he changed the transformation into something totally different design, totally different. He came from left field and everybody got excited because we also all know the classic reference of Dragon Ball Z's main character Goku, which is what? Monkey King. Duh. If you didn't know that, well, this is why you're watching this video, so continue to watch. So now let's get into the super technical stuff. Those that practice drawing and creating animations would kind of nerd out about, but maybe you'll learn something too. Goku getting punched out of the opening scene, him and Chi-Chi then switching out of the shot was a fun way to play with the rhythm of dialogue. These are little things that are very high level that from a filmmaking standpoint is going to hold the attention of the viewer, because a lot of times with American animation, it's like two characters put on a stage more or less, and you can kind of see everything. People are quick mentally. If they can figure it out really fast, they get bored really fast and they'll probably move on. So the film that's being produced and posted on YouTube, you got to hold people's attention. So kudos to you, mighty guy, for doing that. Beautiful dust animation as the ki blast passes them. These are little things that I care about because when it comes to the effects outside of character design, I think that's a part of the animation world that goes unsung. They're the unsung heroes. The ki blast, the dust, the effects that happen around the actions. The old Disney movie, the Atlantis movie, there's a whole team for special effects. They have the behind the scenes part of the DVD if you ever bought it and watched that section. You'll learn a lot about the effects animators, and shout out to those guys because they're in the background really doing a lot of the magic low key. I mean, literally drawing a lot of the magic particles and whatnot.
Effects. Energy zaps, machine gun fire, and all that kind of stuff. It's the same thing, so that's very satisfying when I'm trying to explain what I do to someone.
This was Marlon West's movie, as far as I'm concerned. This was his special effects gift to the world.
Funny thing, Easter egg, Yamcha changes outfits from scene to scene. So since other people are on the project, I think it's really interesting that they added on this little Easter egg. Maybe it was a mishap, maybe it was done on purpose. I welcome the creator to answer in the comments below. If you guys know the answer in the comments below. Hades in Hercules movie, when he got really mad, if you put that with when Vegeta turned Super Saiyan, I wonder if some of the people who worked on this project also had some time on some of the other Disney projects or know the people that have, or did they, purposefully take scenes from other places and adapt them? These are things I want to know. Hopefully we can find out. When Vegeta was punching Broly in the ribs, if you notice, his body was framing that side of the shot. And we read from left to right, and the punch is going from right to left. Since Vegeta's punching in the opposite direction of what we naturally read, then it can be seen as something aggressive, which goes with the psychology of a fight or a contrasting thing. These are very abstract concepts, but this is very important for filmmaking. The breaking of the ribs. Now, people get damaged in Dragon Ball Z. That means people die in Dragon Ball Z. But I don't usually see bone-breaking shots very often. We may have seen them in Dragon Ball Z, but I think it's very seldom. And for that to happen that early in the fight, I think is very much synonymous with the fact that we're on social media and we got to hold people's attention. Number one, it's a very dramatic moment, and I love the fact that it's very much synonymous with Vegeta's character. He fights through adversity. It was so dramatic and such a quick change because you had all this buildup and you're so excited to then have this man's rib shattered that quickly. And of course, he forces himself to recover in the heat of battle. That one moment was so amazing from a storytelling standpoint because you want to have these peaks and valleys. Vegeta was treated like a competent leader while Goku was seen as a wild and uncontrolled person. He's always talked in that way, but he has more of a leadership position in this film, which is really cool, almost mentoring Goku at the end of it. It's like, you know, so different from what we've seen. What actually happened in the original show is Vegeta came in as a conqueror, got destroyed or beat up, and then got humbled over and over and over again, and then eventually he became kind of cool with Goku. Goku reigns supreme as like the strongest guy at all times. So this is different, right? It's different and appropriate for what we know the characters to be. Great balance. At the end when Vegeta's talking about, you know, we're a race of golden warriors, which kind of calls back to the golden knuckles that he used, right? There's these slight gold things that you saw in the, he tells you we're from a race of golden warriors. And I like the fact that their tails got brought into the shot, which is a unifying feature of the people from their planet. Otherwise, they just look like regular old humans. Though I don't remember ever seeing a Saiyan with colored hair, so that could be a thing. I don't know. Let's talk about it. I love the fact that two things happen at the end, which is very much a plot twist. Broly never says Vegeta. He always says Goku. Why? Because Goku was crying and making a lot of noise when Broly was trying to sleep when they were babies. You know, they have this little history. There's probably more to their backstory that somebody knows more about, but essentially that's what was going on in the original Broly film. But now he's saying Vegeta, because Vegeta sliced this man's arm off, right? And then teamed up with Goku. He first of all, he interfered his fight with Goku, cut his arm off, and then teamed up with Goku to shoot him into the moon. I'd be mad too. And I'd be like, you know what, Goku, forget that childhood stuff. This dude over here. I think it's really cool to hear Broly switch out to Vegeta, which leads back to the original change of the guard, more or less, where Vegeta's on top more so than Goku, and Goku's learning from Vegeta, which is, I think, is really cool because they threw away the whole Saiyan stuff in the beginning of the show. Like, it was all about Earth and it was all about, but now that like Super is going like intergalactic and we're going back into like other planets and like aliens and stuff like that, it makes sense for Vegeta to be a mentor to Goku because he don't know what's going on. And Broly survives with a missing arm. When has that ever happened? Ever. So all these things are so dramatic. Vegeta's getting knocked out over and over. He's getting like Super Saiyan ability punched out of him and he's coming back into it. So I recommend, if you haven't already, I don't know how you haven't seen this by now, but watch the movie if you haven't seen it. I'll put the link to the original creator so you can watch it. But I hope that those that wanted to know why this is so good, you see why it's so good now. If you guys didn't know, I'm an artist and an animator as well, and I'll be producing my own stuff. If you want me to go dive deeper into any one of those particular points, definitely subscribe to get some more knowledge. And of course, thanks for watching. I will create a video for you, probably a short, and put it out, and you will see it. See you in the next video. Hope you're having a great day. This is Josio, inviting you to live a healthy, happy, aesthetically rich lifestyle with a little bit of money in your pocket or a lot. I don't know what you want, but I want you to subscribe. Peace.